Expand your confident, luminous presence, helping the shy, the disheartened, the fallen, and the rebellious. Light always attracts, enriching with beauty. Don't let that star go out on account of the surrounding antagonistic elements. Let it shine, pointing out blessed pathways for those longing for a change a chance of self-realization. Let's be the light wherever we are, right? Be the light wherever we are, the best way we can, right? Mother, Father God, Divine Creator, thank you very much for all that has been given to us, for this opportunity of life on earth, and above all, inspire our minds, our hearts, and may our mentors guide Bernadette as well, as she guides us through this morning talk. Master Jesus, the model, the example, inspire all of us, our community, and guide us so we may nurture the light we have inside of every single one of us. With that in mind, we humbly ask permission to open our Sunday meeting this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much.
Thank you. Pause the music. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And today, our topic is facing our fears. Let's think about it. And in order to start this and go a little bit deeper, I brought the parable of the talents. It's a parable that many of us are familiar with, so we will play it again just to refresh our memory of the details. There you go. Play.
Once upon a time, there was a man about to go on a journey. This is a story Jesus told called a parable. This man had 3 servants. Before he left for his trip, he called them to watch over his money. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold. To another, he gave 2 bags.
Yahoo!
And to another, he gave 1 bag.
Woo-hoo!
After he did this, the master left on his journey. The man who'd received 5 bags of gold immediately put his money to work, gaining 5 more. The one with 2 bags did the same and gained 2 more. The man who had received the 1 bag of gold left, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master returned to collect his money. The man who had received 5 bags of gold returned his gold first.
Master, you've entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. I've gained 5 more.
Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. Now, I will put you in charge of many things.
The man who was given 2 bags came next.
Master, you've entrusted me with 2 bags of gold, and I've gained 2 more.
Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. Now, I will put you in charge of many things.
Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came.
Master, I was afraid I'd disappoint you, so I buried your gold. Here it is back.
You wicked and lazy servant. You should have put my money in the bank so I'd at least get interest back. I'm sorry, my servant, but you were fired. We have no use for you here. As I've said before, whoever is faithful with a little will be trusted with a lot. You were not faithful with a little, so I cannot trust you anymore.
This was the parable of the bags of gold. We must all be faithful with what God has given us, because it all belongs to Him. If you do that, you will surely be blessed. And being blessed by God.
All right. Stop right there. So the parable emphasizes on the need to use our God-given gifts. A talent unused is a talent wasted. Why did I bring that up? I would like for you to focus on the third guy. He was so afraid of what could happen that he decided to dig a hole and hide the money. This can be related to us. God gave us talents, many things for us. You are here for a purpose. You are here today for a reason. There is no coincidence. It's not by chance that you are here, that I am here, that you are listening to this. Somehow, in the words that I will be sharing today, something's gonna click to say, hey, maybe this is something I need to work on, or you know somebody that is going through this and now you can talk to the person, because God uses us to do his work on earth. So imagine how many times we are just like the third man. We are afraid of doing something and then we freeze. We don't keep going. If you know me, or maybe you don't know about me, I'm very afraid of flying. I'm scared of flying. To the point that it drips water that I hold, when I'm sitting in an airplane and it gets so wet, anxiety, and I'm just like, but I can't let this stop me from traveling, from going to places. So when we are afraid, we just learn some ways of managing. I manage what I have to do. I have to sing in my head, and it's tiring if I sing for 4 hours, depending on the flight. When I can, I choose flights that I have to stop and make the connection, because it gives me 2 hours, then I stop and breathe and regroup, and then I can keep going. But what are the things that you are afraid of? It could be little things. And is fear a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it depends on how we see it. There are good things about fear, and others, like if I chose not to travel or not be on the plane ever again, then I let the fear control me and stopping me from using my talents. When is fear a good thing? In the Spirit's book, it tells us, why has God given the instinct of self-preservation to all living creatures? Fear is a good thing for self-preservation, to keep us alive. If I'm afraid of running in the freeway with cars coming and going, so I'm afraid that I'm going to get hit, then you don't do it. Because safety first. Imagine nobody was afraid of anything. Many of us would not be here. And this is something that lots of teenagers, my daughter, when she was a teenager, she thought she was a superhero, invincible. I'm not afraid of anything. I can go out like 10, 11. I can go anywhere. Nothing's going to happen to me. That invincibility that they believe they have. And us as adults and parents, we need to guide them. So God has given them the desire to live, to carry out the designs of providence. Furthermore, life is necessary for the improvements of being. All living beings feel it instinctively without understanding it. We may not understand, but we have that thing, it's natural, our preservation. We don't want to get hurt. We don't want to get killed. Right? So, in this sense, the fear is good because it protects us. But we have to be careful. What are the other things that we fear? One thing that I was Googling, and one of number ones that is connected with this too is the fear of death, of dying. When the fear when it's your time, you know, when you didn't put yourself in a situation to cause harm, but it's your time, it's coming. Or it just happens, what's going to happen to me? Who here would love to die in your sleeping, when you're sleeping? Maybe, right? We just like, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of how. What's going to happen to me? And the reason is many people that do not know this Spiritist philosophy or do not believe in reincarnation, on life after death, what's going to happen? They are afraid. What's going to happen with my body? After I die, what's going to happen to me? And this is the beauty of Spiritism. It gives us the hope, the understanding, and the proof, because it's a science, that there is life after death. So the fear of death, therefore, results from an insufficient knowledge of the future life. What's going to happen in my future life? It also denotes aspiration for the continuance of existence and anxiety lest the destruction of the body should be the end. From the book Heaven and Hell, chapter 2. Good book when you're ready to read. But first read the Spirit's book and the Gospel before you dive into Heaven and Hell, which is a great book. It's the fear of not knowing what's going to happen. And I love in the Live Spring, it says, in life they fear death. In death they fear life. Who are they? Us, the spirits. We are here incarnated and we fear death. But guess what? Many spirits, when they are ready to reincarnate, they have fear too. Because they know what's going on. Everyone here, before we reincarnated, there was a plan and said, Bernadette, you're going to be born, you're going to have those struggles, this is what's going to happen to you. And I go, hold on. Can I just wait a little longer? I'm enjoying here, learning, studying in the spirit world. I'm not ready. There are cases of natural abortion, and I'm saying that every abortion is the situation when the spirit that is about reincarnating and connect with the mother is so afraid. It's so afraid what is coming and the challenges that says, nope, I don't want to live. And the spirit may cause the mother to have a natural abortion. For you to have an idea of fear. So we talk about fear of death. But you know what? Many of us, we are afraid of life. Fear of life, fear of challenges, fear of our choices, fear of all the things that we have to deal with. So here are some examples of fear. Job, making friends, disappointment, misunderstanding, failure, lose someone we love, or little things like dentist, roller coaster. Heights, please. We have to be very careful when we deal with fear. We are spirits from many reincarnations, and we are here with the history of what happened in the past. There is a story of this woman. She was so afraid of being in a enclosed place. She felt she was gonna die, and she didn't want to go out. Had so much going on in her life that she had a past life, a regression to know what's going on, and found out that she died. Somebody put her in a coffin alive, and she died that way in her past life. So she couldn't be anywhere. This is a fear. Now, there's a lot of trauma and fear. Our children, when they are here and young, they are very connected to the past lives. But they also got a lot of fear and trauma that could happen in this life, and we need to deal with it. I'm a teacher and a mother, and I don't like when a child comes or tells the parent, and I've heard, I'm afraid of this, I'm afraid of that. No, there is no reason for you to be afraid of it. My little kids that I teach 4 or 5 years old, they are all afraid of spiders. And they go to the bathroom, and those little spiders there, and they scream, because there's spiders in the bathroom. I could say, stop it. This is silly. There is no reason for you to be afraid. For a 4 or 5-year-old, they are afraid. So what I did, we talk about spiders. We talk about giants. That was the good thing. When we compared the size of a child and that little spider, the ones that we have on the corner. And I say, who's bigger? Me. You are a giant. So we talk about giant, read books about giant. And then they realize I'm way bigger. They cannot harm me if I don't let them. And we talk that they are not poisonous and they are hungry. They are looking for other bugs. So what did I do? I got that fear and we talked about it instead of saying, you are wrong. There is no reason. That's something that my parents would say. If there is any fear, anything that and you can go from a little bit afraid to extreme fear. What is it that is stopping you from moving on, from achieving wonderful things? Because you came here in this planet to do wonderful things. But we all have that talent. We know we are busy with life and we have all kinds of things to do. But think about the one talent that you have and how you can use that to change the world. This is one of my favorites. Fear has 2 meanings. Forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. What do you choose? We have fear when something new is happening in our lives. We need to change, of the unknown, dealing with pain. And it's okay. First of all, we are human beings. Human beings. And it's okay. Every time, every school year, I have anxiety. Because it's a change. I will have new classroom, new students, and I'm telling you, new parents. These are the ones that I have to deal with 24 parents. And each one I have to have a different conversation, know the child. And I do have it, but I breathe, said I have to do it. Dare a little bit. It's time to dare. I remember when I want to be a teacher and I was so scared. And my husband, whenever I told the story, he yelled at me in the street. He was sick and tired of me saying, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. I want to be a teacher. He goes, shut up. I'm tired of listening. Do something about it. I'm scared. Scared of what? Well, then let's do this together. If there is anything you are afraid of, you're not alone. Let's talk to each other how we can do this. And how do you do this? By understanding fear the same way that I let my 4 or 5 years old students understand that the little spider was not going to hurt them. So let's understand fear. Fear is an emotion and it's connected with our thoughts. Everything you think, if we empower the fear, if every time I'm gonna travel, I was like, I'm gonna die, yes, something's gonna happen in the airplane when it goes, I know, I knew that was gonna happen today. It's crazy. Everything, thoughts can be controlled by us. Therefore, we can control our fear. We can conquer, but we can conquer it overnight. It takes time, perseverance, and actions. Best actions to overcome fear is facing and doing what gives you fear. Keep in mind the law of preservation. Did you notice how negative we are at times? With my daughter one day, we always talk to each other. And at a certain time and texting, and then one day she didn't answer. She didn't answer. I text, nothing. Then I start texting her friends. I text another, and in my mind is, okay, something bad happened to her. Oh no, and I keep feeding myself of that negative energy. I was just like, okay, I'm getting an airplane. I'm driving to Arizona. Something really horrible happened. Afraid that something happened to her. And towards the end, she said, Mom, my phone died. Have you done that? Think of the worst. We always think of the worst first. Calm down. Have faith. What comes first? The fear of faith. We let fear take control. Or that something bad is going to happen. Let faith take control. And when we start doing this, new patterns of thinking and images will be replaced. When I'm really afraid, okay, I need to breathe. God is in charge. God is in charge. Okay, I can do this. And fear is a positive thing because it's a call to make us stop and think. Call for our soul to grow and change something. If you're afraid of something, it's time to change. Time for reflection. And I would say like 90% of the things we think is going to happen, it will not happen. So, let's not have excuses. If you have received a hard task in the world, do not be afraid. Make it your way of progress and renewal, no matter how dark the road to which circumstances have led you, enriched with the light of your effort at doing the good. Because being afraid was not an excuse in settling accounts between servant and master. Jesus was not afraid. He kept going. In the worst time of his life on earth, when he was about to be crucified, he trusted. I can't be like Jesus. I would already freak out at the beginning. That's why Jesus is Jesus. No way I would buy. No, I didn't do it. I probably would deny. No, I'm sorry. I'll never say that again. No, I'm not the king or the queen. I would deny probably to see how much I have to work on. But let's think more today and this week about the little things that we are afraid of change. What is it that you want to change in your life right now? I talk to my friends and I talk to myself and say, I'm sick and tired of the situation. I'm tired of having this in my relationship. I'm tired of my job. I'm tired of my child always treating me like that. What is it that is bugging you? What is it that if you could, you changed? What is it? Is the fear freezing you? Think about. Now, you're not changing overnight. Maybe there is one little thing I can do today. One brave thing that you can do today, that you can do this week to improve the relationship, the job, the body. If you are sick, if you need exercise, embrace the fear, knowing that you are not alone. And then God and the good spirits are here with you to help no matter what, no matter how hard it is. Not only in spirit, but you also have friends and you have us that's always here to support you when you need. So to close, I have one video that I love that we talk about fears. So I need to know if it needs a little bit louder, if I have it's here. And then after that, we will have our meditation and passing. Okay.
Is an integral part of life. It's a natural reaction to be afraid of something that we believe to be dangerous. In specific situations, it keeps us from harm. We don't put our hand near a flame for fear of being burned, and that's a good thing. It's its biological intent. It's part of the reason our species was able to evolve and flourish. But just as it helps us, it can be our biggest obstacle. It becomes easy to see everything as that. We fence ourselves in, we create a comfort zone because a comfort zone is safe. And because of this, we miss out on some of life's greatest opportunities. Most things worth having live outside of our comfort zone, on the other side of fear. Everyone deals with being afraid. It's who we are. The difference lies in how we handle it. Quoting Peter Williams, he said that decision to attack that fear and grow order one permitted. It's funny because you start to hear these things so much that they come across. Did something. Made an effort to do exactly what you're afraid of. These are the experiences that shape our character. We prove to ourselves that hey, maybe it's not so bad. What can happen is that you don't meet expectation. like that, you've expanded your comfort zone. Now you can move on to the next chapter. People who have done great things lit the path for us. It's not that they weren't afraid, it's that they used their fear as a tool for growth. The reason we have such awe and fascination with the great minds of history. Imagine Neil Armstrong looking back one last time before stepping into the spacecraft that would take human beings to the moon for the first time. Suiting up for his first game with the Dodgers. The American colonists signing the Declaration of Independence. Just imagine if these people gave into the fear they must have felt overcoming these obstacles. What would life be? Is that you get to the other side of fear, because that's where dreams become reality. It's where your world can change. If you just
All right. Ooh. Did it wake you up? So face the fears, the little ones, the big ones, one step at a time. And most importantly, like Jesus, don't be afraid of doing good, of daring, getting out there and help someone in need, someone who is afraid, someone that needs your love. Get out of the comfort zone and let's do good.